Hi everyone! So 2020 was a pretty bum year. But one thing I did realize from that year is how much I have come to appreciate this. This is LEGO's Ludo. Set number 40198 contains 389 pieces and was originally released in 2018. So first we'll take a look at the set and then we'll go over how the game is played. The whole set is built on a 32x32 base plate, dark gray. Then it's quartered on 16x16 plates, which all have been elevated for easy removal and swapping. On each quarter, you have a home base stylized and accessorized after a season, spring, summer, fall, and winter. Each quarter is also accentuated with a few small builds relegated to the far corners. The spring build consists of a small tree, a picnic bench, and a pink coffee mug. And you can also set a minifig at the bench. For the summertime build, you get a sandcastle, a palm tree, and a reclining beach chair in this patch of greenery. You can have a minifigure sit in the chair, and it does hinge up and down so you can adjust how far it reclines. The palm tree can also rotate so you can give them some shade. For the fall build, you get a small tree with some different colors to represent the changing of the leaves. You also get a pumpkin, which is just an orange minifigure head with a flower on top, as well as a section of fence. Lastly, the winter build is a small snow hill and a sled. You can put a minifigure on the sled and have them slide down the slope. On to the minifigures. Here are the springtime minifigs. The only printing is on their torso, which continues onto their back, and they both have an alternate expression. The summer figs are dressed in swimming attire. The front of their torso and the front of their legs have prints, though only the torso continues the print on the back. And only one of these has an alternate expression. For the fall figs, here they are. They are probably the simplest out of the bunch. The torso print again continues onto the back, and they don't have any alternate expressions. And lastly, here are the winter figs. Again, the prints continue onto the back, and only one of these figs has an alternate expression. The last thing I want to talk about with the minifigs is that I only actually showed half of them. That's because each one of these figures has one duplicate. So you get 8 unique minifigures, but a total of 16. And the last thing you get with this set is the spinner, and the numbers are a print. This is easily the worst part of the set. This spinner is way too small. There is no way to hold it nicely while spinning it without stopping the spinner itself or just screwing it up somehow. And flicking the tiny dial is a pain, literally and figuratively. It's just terrible. I don't recommend you use this at all. Just use your own die. It's so much easier. So that's the set. It's a base plate with tiles on it and minifigures and some unique detailing. That's it. It's a board game, so you're not going to get much more than what you see here. So, now that the set's out of the way, let's talk about how you play this game. So the game of Ludo is actually a very popular one, originating somewhere in the late 1800s. It's a type of strategy game for up to 2 to 4 players, where you try to get your pieces around the board into the safe zone. Now if this sounds familiar, it most likely is, as over time companies have tried to cash in on this game, renaming it all kinds of crazy things, such as sorry, trouble, headache, frustration, and one of the names I'm familiar with, Mensche ärgere dich nicht, which translates to, man, don't get angry. To play, first you spin the... Okay, this spinner is stupid. I'm going to use a real die for now, which is not included in the set. So first you roll to see who goes first. Player with the highest number goes first. Then, to get your pieces out of home base, you must roll a 6. 6 is the power number here. It gets you out of home base and lets you roll again. Kinda OP if you ask me. Once you're out, you move clockwise around the board to get to your safe zone, which can only be accessed once a piece gets around the board. The fun of the game comes with how you interact with the other players. See, if you or another player land on a space that is already occupied by a piece of a different color, that piece gets sent back to their home base. This aspect alone makes the game very fun, stressful, and adds some level of strategy to the game. And lastly, to win the game, you need to be the first person to get all your pieces in your safe zone. And lastly, here are the instructions. They're pretty basic. You get the Lego logo, set number, Lego Ludo, the Lego.com, and then you get the set on the front cover. And they're very generic instructions, you know, all that good stuff, shows you how to build it. And then there's the set as a whole. And then what makes these interesting is it gives you full instructions on how to play the game. You get all the rules and all that, and it takes up 2 pages. And then you get all the rules in French up here, and I believe this is Spanish? I'm not sure. I don't speak Spanish. So yeah, and then on the back you get your parts count. So yeah, that's the instructions. Pretty basic. They're instructions. So yeah. So that's Ludo, a really fun game. That's also Lego. It's amazing. I've had so much fun with this game, playing it with my family at least 3 to 4 times a week, which actually made doing up this review really difficult, as I would continuously have to fetch it from wherever we last played in order to start filming again. Overall, it's a solid set and a great game. The figures are a little generic, but they're good, and all their prints have held up very well. And that spinner is just terrible. So that's Ludo. Good set, great game, and a lot of fun to be had here. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. And take a minute to check out my DeviantArt and Flickr pages. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.